Live from KTVN Reno, you're watching 2 News at 5.
This is our final reality check of the 2018 campaign season. Good evening, I'm Kristen Remington.
And I'm Landon Miller. Thank you for keeping it here at 5 o'clock. And last night I talked about Republican candidate Adam Laxalt's ad attacking Steve Sisolak. And tonight it's Sisolak taking on Laxalt.
Just a quick little note before we get going here. Instead of looking at one ad today, I'm looking at one claim from 3 ads that have been on your TV screens since September.
We start with the most recent ad featuring the president of the Washoe County Sheriff's Deputies Association. This guy is criticizing Laxalt.
Adam Laxalt is part of the mess, using his office to help his contributors, not you, and running ads that are just plain false.
By the way, we looked into this ad last night from Laxalt and found that there were a lot of parts in this that were misleading. But as far as Laxalt using his office to help his contributors go, the ad is citing one specific case, and this is all speculation.
Here's the backstory. There was a fraud probe into ExxonMobil and its efforts in lessening the impact of climate change. In 2015, Attorney General Adam Laxalt supported Exxon in blocking this investigation, and then in 2016 said that law enforcement offices, like attorneys general, should not get involved in something that's just so political, like climate change. However, some think that Laxalt wanted to block the probe because ExxonMobil and Laxalt share a big supporter. Actually, 2 big supporters, Charles and David Koch. The Koch brothers have contributed 2 groups which have contributed $2.5 million to Laxalt's campaign.
In a different ad, Sisolak is talking education.
You can't say you're for schools if you're against funding them. But when Governor Sandoval did the right thing and increased funding to reduce overcrowding and give teachers a raise, Adam Laxalt opposed him. And now, Laxalt wants to send your tax dollars to private schools.
And whether or not you agree with Governor Sandoval, the ad is true when it says that Laxalt is against what Governor Sandoval did.
Here's the backup on this one. The commerce tax passed in 2015 and was projected to net about $245 million in its first 2 years. The largest chunk of the revenue goes to education. Governor Sandoval and Michael Roberson, both of them are Republicans, spearheaded this tax. Laxalt is against it and is campaigning to repeal it. However, his campaign manager tells the Nevada Independent that Laxalt will, quote, double down on Sandoval's plan and provide $500 million for education. And as for tax dollars to fund private schools, this is also true. Laxalt is in favor of education savings accounts, which would essentially give public money to private schools.
From education to healthcare, let's listen to one more claim.
When Governor Sandoval did the right thing and agreed to expand Medicaid, 200,000 Nevadans got health care and could finally go to the doctor. But Adam Laxalt opposed Sandoval and opposed expanding Medicaid.
So this one here is pretty complicated. There are a lot of elements that go into this claim, but overall, we're going to say that this one is misleading.
As part of the Affordable Care Act, reports think that about 200,000 Nevadans benefit from the Medicaid component. Laxalt is against the Affordable Care Act, and Governor Sandoval is in favor of the Medicaid expansion under the ACA. And this is why Sisolak's campaign can say that Laxalt opposed Sandoval. But here's the real story here. Laxalt's campaign says that he will not roll back Sandoval's Medicaid expansion. Instead, he wants reform, including work requirements for Medicaid recipients.
And there you have it. And that does it for my reality checks this election cycle. But if you missed the reports on question 3, the Senate race, or the governor's race, you can just head over to our 2 News app or ktvn.com to rewatch them. Kristen?
All right.